Hello. That's better. Welcome back to the channel. Today we have some exciting news. You're going to like this. I've gone and bought another car. Why have I done that? Well, I've been after a particular style and type of car for quite a while now actually. Every time I went to a car show, I'd walk past all these beautiful 50s and 60s stuff, of course the American cars. I thought, that's lovely, but I'm never going to be able to afford something like that. Now, for those of you who know me, I follow channels like Vice Garage. Derek, who does these wonderful videos where he pulls these things out of barns, gets them back on the road. Normally something like an old Packard, the Buicks, the Cadillacs, the old Oldsmobile Cutlasses, stuff like that. I love the styling cues of those cars, the windows, the roof line. So I thought, can we try and achieve something like that, but on a budget and keep it British? Because those big American cars are big, and I just haven't got the driveway space to accompany something like that. So what can we do that we can achieve on a budget that's British and 50s? I think I've done myself proud. This particular car came up on auction. Really bad description, very vague. It's a classic car. Try and find a better one at this money. Thought, okay, you're not really selling it to me. The pictures were terrible. I thought the seller's either trying to hide something or they're just really bad at pictures. And fortunately, I took a gamble, and I think that gamble has paid off. So without further ado, let's get a cup of tea on the go, and I'll show you what I bought. Yes guys, I bought a 1958 standard 10 on first inspection. It's really solid. It arrived a couple of days ago, so I haven't even had a chance to go through the car yet and see what's in there, but on first impressions it's really good. Let's have a look around the car.
Yes, the standard 10 has everything you've always wanted in a family car. Just look at this, adjustable front seats. You can reverse them, fold down the back seat and sleep in the car. It's a real way to cut holiday costs. Look at this large parcel shelf in the front. The neat instrument panel. The anti-glare sun visor. Twin electric screen wipers. Flashing type direction indicators for turns. And why is it that the standard 10 gets away so quickly in traffic? The hydraulic clutch and the sweetest 4-speed gearbox you've ever handled makes driving in traffic really easy.
Guys, on first impressions, I'm overjoyed with this. So it looks like it's been stored under a car cover. The paint looks got a bit flat, but I'm hoping that's going to buff up. Should do. Very original car. 45,000 miles I think it's got. Yeah. You can see where the sun's just got to it. Maybe it's stored outside, but I think it was garaged for most of its life. It was owned by an old boy who sadly got dementia. Hello, George. And his son's had to deal with his estate. Moving on. I think he had a couple of cars. I'm not sure he's passed away, but yeah, it's a shame. But a credit to the chap. He had it 32 years. There's quite a nice bit of history with this car, which I'll show you in a bit. But I'm going to need two hands to get into the boot. Let's oh, maybe not. That's better, I can see what I'm doing now. So, what have we got going on in here? Another wiper blade, that's handy to have. That looks like it's never been fitted. A couple of bumper bits, corner bumper, I'm not too sure. Part of an exhaust pipe. Asbestos. Reline brake shoes, they're going to be asbestos, so probably can give them a wide berth. Is that a Rover 800 jack? This guy obviously liked his Rovers. Original jack, spare wheel. We'll get that out later and see if it'll hold air. But what drew me to this as well, I took it off the trailer. Look how clean everything is, guys. Look at the wiring on the bulb holders. Absolutely mint. I did have a look underneath this car when I was on the trailer. It is rock solid, guys. It's going to want a good clean, but the seats are really, really good. Obviously vinyl, so that's going to want a bit of treatment. Get some rubber vinyl dressing on there just to help rejuvenate the seats. But yeah, very, very happy, guys. Very original car. Door cards are all good. Mustn't forget this is like 66 years old. A bit of spray there. Obviously the sills had a bit of that's fill all just a bit of rust preserver, but we'll get some aerosols made up and try and blow this in, because that's a job I can do myself. It looks like the seat's lost its foam, but get those reupholstered at some point. Oh, where the door's shut as well, like an old steam engine. Lovely. Right, what's under the hood, as Derek would say? I think it's fine. What an original engine bay. Nothing is out of place except that red wiring. That's for the washer pump. But the old Henry in here and get rid of these pine needles. More evidence it was parked up, but what a lovely little thing. Got a side entry dizzy cap there. I think that's a Lucas 25D distributor from memory. Original dynamo, nice to see that's not been changed. Although if you're using this daily, it might be prudent to get an alternator conversion. Got a fan belt there. 0594, is that a date stamp on the belt? It's unusual. Clutch and brake master cylinders there. That looks like it's been replaced at some point, or had a new cap. There's an old Smith's heater there. Look at this, guys. Standard horsepower, manufactured by the Standard Motor Company Limited, Coventry, Fisher and Ludlow Limited, Birmingham. And there's a chassis and build number. That's amazing. Don't get that anymore, do you? We got any juice in here? Yeah, so it's plumb full. Looks like just water, but it's fancy feeling that. Radiator looks good. Will she start? Right. God, that's slow down. Oh, that's cool. The old man who owned this has drawn a picture of the gear pattern. Might come in handy. So on this you've got a pull start. Spoilers, I know this starts, so I've driven it off the trailer. So ignition on. Just a scotch and choke. And pull the starter. Lever the throttle. Purring like a kitten. Let's see what works. Indicators. I can hit the flash again. The little the end of the indicator stalk there should flash, and maybe the bulb's gone. I'll look into that. Very basic instrumentation. You've just got a fuel gauge and a speedo. No coolant temperature gauge, so presumably this car never overheats. I know the lights work. I tried those earlier. The wipers don't seem to be working at the moment. I won't try them because there's no blades on the screen, and there's nothing from the heater. So a couple of little jobs to do, but that's should be fairly straightforward. Fingers crossed. Sounds really healthy. The fuel air mixture might need looking at. It's going to want a service. Oh, is that still on choke? Oh yeah. That's better. I left it on choke. I'm going to be careful not to touch the fan blades, but look at that. There's a greasable water pump. There's a thing. Look at that. I'm going to give it a wash and just try to bring up some of the paintwork, I think. I'm just curious to see if it's going to come back around, but I just noticed that I'm missing a badge. So I can get on the interwebs and try and get a badge for it. Well, yeah, very, very happy. One thing I have noticed is the brakes are dragging ever so slightly. This has got drums all round, so it's going to want the brake service doing. And we'll probably do an oil and filter as well. I think it needs an element on the filters on these. Yeah, pretty sure they are. Unless it's had a conversion. A popular thing to do to this is you can get an adapter plate so you can fit a spin-on filter, but you might just keep it original. Oh, does the horn work? Brilliant. Right, cup of tea time. That's better. So, a bit of history on this car. The Standard 10 was launched in 1954 as an updated version of the Standard 8. Both cars looked identical, but the 8 had a lot of criticism because it didn't actually have an opening boot. To get to the trunk you had to access it via the rear seat, which wasn't very practical. Also, the 8 only had one wiper blade, this has two, although it currently doesn't have any because they're in the glove box waiting to be fitted. I'll get to that later. The 8 I think had an 803cc engine, this has a 948, so a bit better horsepower, better fuel economy and a bit quicker off the mark. This car ran till about 1960, I think it was replaced by the Herald, don't quote me on that. So the Standard 10 name had actually been in use since the early 1900s. It was to do with the horsepower of the engine, 10 horsepower. But that soon became obsolete as engines got larger and more powerful. Right, before I go, I promised I'd show you what this car came with. First off, you've got this beautiful old service instruction manual. These things are worth quite a bit of money, I think. Absolutely amazing. How to service your gearbox, just step by step. Just beautiful illustrations, look at that. So we've got that. Worth its weight in gold, a spare parts catalogue. So I can, if I need any bits, I can try and cross-reference the part numbers from this, and then look on the Eagle Bay. Again, just every item in the rear axle there, labelled and numbered. You just don't get this anymore. Well, you do, it's all online, but who wants to do that? That's boring. What I have noticed is this car is not on its original plates, which is a bit of a shame, but not the end of the world. How did I determine that? Well, this car came with a couple of old MOTs, which initially I thought that's a different vehicle, but it's not. So we've got a couple of old MOTs from 1998 or thereabouts. And then this. This is really cool. So the old boy who had this was obviously, he cherished it, guys. He looked after it. You can tell that. Don't think he used it very much. Maybe the old shell too. Because the mileage in 1998 was 45,444. We're now on 45,462 in over 30 years. So maybe it was last on the road 30 years ago, that would make sense. But I've just got to show you these pictures, guys. Yeah, look at this, guys. That's the original plate, LCL82. These pictures are obviously taken a long time ago, because look at that, that's a 309 in the background there, I think. .205 with a trailblazer, that's cool. Just car spotting now. Maestro, that's cool. Oh, look at that, that's a lovely picture. Ah, is that a Rover 800? That might have been the old, because there was a jack in the boot, wasn't there? Jack in the boot. Very cool. Yes, just loads more. Oh, Cortina. Anyway, yeah, just a nice bit of history to have that. That's lovely. So you're probably thinking, what are my intentions for this car? Well, George is coming up with the road at the end of the year to have some badly needed bodywork, and he's going to be away for a few months. So I need a daily, guys. And by the way, the Fiat is going. I know, some of you, at least one of you will be gutted, but yeah, this is going to be my daily towards the end of the year. Going forward, a second car. Sparky, unfortunately, is looking like a no-go. It just needs too much work, guys, so I'm not too sure what I'm going to do with the other Allegro. I'm going to put that to one side and just sleep on it, I think, but it's just going to be a second car, essentially. Absolutely love the style. Blown away with that. I'm going to give it a wash and see if the paint will come back around. That's the next course of action. I'll fit some wiper blades, give it a spring clean, and we need to look at the brakes. Now, this car is MOT exempt, so it's down to me to make sure it's road safe. I'm not just going to get in it and drive it. That's a big no. I've noticed the brakes are grabbing. Like I said earlier, it's got drum brakes all round, so we'll get the wheels off, we'll clean the brakes and shoes. Hopefully the wheel cylinder's alright. I have had a look online, you can get it relatively cheap. In fact, parts are actually fairly accessible for a car that's nearly 60. Who'd have thought? But looks like they've got a good following, which is a good thing. There'll be loads more on this car. I haven't named him or her yet, but maybe I'll leave that down to you guys in the comments. But yeah, overjoyed. Right, I need a cup of tea. Thank you ever so much for watching. I shall see you soon with some more content. Take care.